Life was an adventure. Climbed Mount Sinai in Egypt, and that was amazing. Portugal and Spain. And the first time I went to India was with my partner, Colin, and it was like a culture shock. And the second time I went, I wanted to share it with my girlfriend. Unfortunately, I knew something was wrong, and I didn't know what it was. In December of 2016 is when I actually started to feel the pain in my pelvic region, going down my leg, and at times it was excruciating. So I went to my doctor and I got some anti-inflammatories. And for the 2 weeks we were away, I just medicated myself. As soon as I got home, I went for an X-ray. That's when they found something was wrong. They thought it was sarcoma, and I got a phone call from the doctor. And he said, "Aren't you lucky? It's not. It's diffuse large B-cell non-Hodgkin's lymphoma."
Lymphoma is an umbrella term to refer to cancers of the immune system involving lymphocytes. Lymphocytes are part of the normal immune system, but can become cancerous. And so non-Hodgkin's lymphomas are one of the two umbrella terms to describe this type of cancer. Diffuse large B-cell lymphoma is the most common type of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma that we see. Cancer is a very important problem, and it's certainly touched the lives of most, if not all, Canadians. And unfortunately, lymphoma remains a very common problem.
Me getting a diagnosis, it was such a surprise, because I'd always been active. I ate healthy. I did everything right. When I got sick, my main concern was my kids. That how are they going to deal with this? And I got to get through this. And I did it with them. My kids fill my heart. They mean the world to me. Melanie did most of the research and advocated for me. Ori and Matt were there the whole time. They're incredible. If something happens, we're there for each other. Chemo was very hard on the body. Losing your hair and your eyelashes and your eyebrows. And fatigue. And for being so active my whole life, that was the hardest. I never knew that the journey was going to be this long and this arduous. They found out that I have 2 mutations. The cancer is resistant to chemo and it grows quickly. So initially I had 2 different kinds of chemotherapies that didn't produce any results. And the doctor at the time told me that I had either 6 months to a year to live. I'm a fighter. I'm strong. I know that. In June, Dr. Curville talked to me about CAR-T therapy. He had come to Canada in May as a trial, and he asked me if I was interested. He promised that I would have an interdisciplinary team that would support me here, because I would be one of the first patients to have it. And I did.
CAR-T cell stands for chimeric antigen receptor T-cell therapy. These T-cells are collected using a machine to turn these cells on immunologically to be killers of tumor. And so this is a form of therapy in the treatment of relapsed or refractory diffuse large B-cell lymphoma. CAR-T cell therapy is a treatment that is going to be here for the future for patients, and there still are opportunities to refine it and improve it. Unfortunately, this isn't a treatment that's going to be for everyone, but in other circumstances, we still need to learn if it's a useful treatment.
Once they harvested my T-cells and they sent them off to the lab, and I was admitted to the hospital, I had my infusion, I had to be monitored. And every 4 hours, I had to answer these 10 questions. Side effects that I've had from CAR-T, I suffered from pneumonia for about 6 months, off and on, off and on. They set up a plan that I get immune booster once a month. And after all that, I'm right back. The main thing is you wake up every morning, and I cannot tell you how great it is to be here, to look outside, to feel the sun on you, to be able to plan a future. I have a future. I get to celebrate my birthdays, my kids' birthdays. I am one of the lucky ones.
The journey through cancer treatment is not a solely personal journey, because inevitably people are going to come through periods where they're going to need extra support and help. having supports are going to be critical for getting people successfully through this part of their cancer journey.
I tell my story because I think it's important that I put a face to the importance of therapies going forward. Cancer can be beaten. There's life after cancer.